This podcast is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. The views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect any organizations or affiliates. This show may contain adult language and mature themes. Listener discretion is advised. Portions of media may be used under fair use for commentary and criticism. Nothing discussed on this podcast should be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice.
It's JM and Digz, two kids that never quit. From the ring to the booth, yeah, they still talk their shit. Hey! Thursdays on your feet, they're the ones you don't skip. If you came for the vibes, you came for JM and Digz.
All right, welcome to another episode of the JM and Digz podcast. I am TheOnlyJM.
I'm Digz. What's up, homies?
And what is good? I hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend and enjoyed the long weekend. For those of you that enjoyed an extra day off, like me and Digz did, we were very thrilled to have that. Shout out to the chat right now, Cal, D. Appreciate you guys hopping in. Welcome. But yeah, I don't know about you, Digz. I think the thing with the having Monday off, I've had my days screwed up like literally all week.
Yeah, for such a short week, it's been such a long week.
See, I feel the same way, but like just like trying to like remember, because in our job we have to fill out a lot of paperwork, and it's crucial to get the date correct on our paperwork at work. And I've been screwing that up all week. Like I think it's the 26th. It's not. I think it's the 27th. It's not. Today was the 28th. I filled out one paperwork and had to scratch it off because I wrote the 27th. I was getting all screwed up.
I've been screwing up the months for some reason.
All right, that sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a you problem.
Keep putting 06.
That's literally in a few days. You're gonna be doing it for a whole other month.
I'm gonna screw that up somehow.
Well, anyway, for what we got going on today on the podcast, we don't get too much. We really got nothing for local news. Between me, Digz, and Sanchez, we couldn't find many stories that were really captivating that we really wanted to cover. Like always, got some NFL headlines. Believe it or not, that was all done by Sanchez this week, which I'm super impressed and happy with. So I definitely got a late start today. And yeah, some other good, exciting sports headlines, and then my doc of the day, and then Diggs's final cut. So got a nice little show packed here for you. Shout out to Tosh, who just also joined the chat. What's up, Toshi? But yeah, we'll get right into it. The first story is going to be Titans quarterback Will Levis had a rough week. So his former girlfriend and him, Gia Duddy, they were in a relationship for a long time. They're not anymore. Like some couples do. They had a intimate moment that they decided to film on their iPhone, or at least one of their iPhones. So this story is kind of crazy because Will Levis isn't your headline quarterback of the NFL, right? A lot of people that don't watch the NFL consistently might not even know who Will Levis is, unless you're also a college football guy. But yeah, pretty much the issue here was an intimate video involving Will Levis and his former girlfriend started spreading online after allegedly being stolen from one of Will's personal devices. When a video first leaked, a lot of people online assumed it may have been intentionally released because both Will and Gia already had a lot of internet attention following the NFL draft and social media fame. The situation resurfaced this week after Will Levis's mother publicly spoke out about it and defended her son. According to her, the video was not leaked intentionally and was actually the result of a hack that happened while Will was in college. She claimed cyber criminals stole private content from his device and spread it online. Will reportedly spent a massive amount of money hiring cybersecurity experts and digital cleanup teams to try and remove the video from the internet. His mother also said Will was emotionally crushed by the situation. called her apologizing after the video went viral. The story is not shifted from did they leak it themselves to a bigger conversation about athletes, influencers, and their privacy and, the amount of cybercrime online. It's really been the topic. But the big story is also he was originally blackmailed by those cyber criminals saying, hey, you pay us a whatever amount of money and we won't release it. And this video, supposedly, I've never seen it, but supposedly, isn't it only like seconds long? It's not even like people call it like a leaked sex tape, but I heard it's not even like a really long, it's more like a clip of something that they did quickly sexually. That's what I heard. I heard it's not even like a full length video.
So you're all making a big deal off of a red tube short.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Exactly, whatever you want to call it. It's not even like a full-fledged sex tape, from what I understood. So the amount of money he had to, invest into trying to get it scrubbed from the internet, it's just fucking crazy.
Just embrace it at that point. It is what it is that you'll be talking about for a few months, and then it'll go away.
Well, he wasn't famous right away. I mean, this started in college into his NFL career. So, I mean, I think it's definitely a person that was young and dumb and didn't know where their future was going to take them in the sport of football. But you're right. I think when you do have a certain level of celebrity, you need to watch out for that shit. Like, keep that shit in the bedroom. Don't have any type of fucking camera in there whatsoever. Don't document that shit. I mean, fuck. Look what happened to R. Kelly and Diddy. So, but yeah, that's stupid because what to say you pay and then they still release it. Right, exactly. That's the problem with the blackmail. It's like there's no guarantee you pay them what they're asking for and they're not going to release it anyway. They already stole it at that point. So, I don't think he took the blackmail. I think as soon as the blackmail he got like blackmailed for whatever amount they wanted, I think he immediately knew it was going to come out no matter what he did. That's a lose-lose situation. It ain't no Kim Kardashian sex tape. I mean, honestly, those sex tapes back then were like just publicity stunts to get them famous anyway. Paris Hilton's was another big one. But yeah, I mean, I think the problem nowadays is it's like when most of the time a sex tape drops, the way it's handled, you can tell if it's intentional or not, right? Like the Paris Hilton sex tape, that was legit stolen from them because it was like a stolen VHS cassette and then distributed and sold. So I mean that was definitely illegal. But as much as there were court cases around the Kim Kardashian and the Paris Hilton tapes, parts of me still believe that was intentional because that didn't even hurt their careers. Kim Kardashian's career took off, went into a totally different direction. Like, who was Kim Kardashian before the sex tape? Ray J's girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like, that's who Kim Kardashian was. Now it's like, she's a household name. It's ridiculous. And she's at a point now where anyone in a younger generation don't even talk about the sex tape. They just know Kim Kardashian being famous. Like, you know what I mean? It's like generation like our age and older are the ones that just remember her from blowing up for a sex tape. So, but yeah, I mean, this Will Levis situation, it's a sad one because he's not like a top star in the league. So I don't know. It definitely sucks to have to deal with that situation. And then also to have to deal with it, he might, I don't know about his personal life, but he might, when this happened, he was probably in another relationship because they were already separated when this tape or clip or whatever it was released. So Imagine having to explain that to your current girlfriend. Like, yeah, footage of me and my ex doing stuff is about to drop. It's going to be very public. Like, you know what I mean? That must be an awkward conversation.
And depending on how long it was before it was hacked, she might be, why do you still have those on your phone?
That's a good point. I didn't even actually think of that. It's a good point too. Yeah, causes an awkward conversation between the two. Definitely. Yeah, Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee. I don't know if you guys ever seen that show on Hulu about that. That shit was really good. It was like Seth Rogen produced show. It was really good. The daughter of OJ's lawyer. Yeah, that's pretty much what she was back then. Anyway, moving on to new, more terrible news out of the NFL. Packers running back Josh Jacobs was released from police custody Wednesday amid ongoing investigation. Josh Jacobs was arrested in Wisconsin after police responded to a domestic disturbance call on May 23rd. He was booked into Brown County Jail on May 26th after the investigation moved forward. Reported charges include felony strangulation, suffocation, battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, intimidation of a victim. The felony strangulation charge is
Christ.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a shopping list right here. And then, so the felony strangulation charge is the one getting the most attention nationwide. Important detail: prosecutors had not formally filed charges yet. District attorney said the investigation is still ongoing. Jacobs' legal team says he is. This is that word that
Vehemently.
Vehemently. Didn't Stephon Diggs' lawyer use the same fucking term?
Yeah.
Vehemently denies the allegations. Attorneys also claim there's an additional evidence the public hasn't seen yet. Like always, NFL fans immediately started discussing possible suspension, the NFL personal conduct policy, and then also what does this mean for the Packers season? Yeah. I don't know about this though. The social media rumors connected influencer Ash Cash to the case. I don't know what's that about. No official confirmation has tied her to the investigation. All right, that's a little vague. Got to dig more into that. Football impact for Green Bay. That's kind of both. Read that kind of in a different way, but I mean, listen, in the NFL nowadays, running backs are a dime a dozen. I'm not saying Josh Jacobs is not a talented running back, and he's, would he be easy to replace off the bat? No, but can you replace him by committee? I think you could. Last season, he finished with 929 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns, which is nothing to laugh at. That's a very big workload for a full NFL season, especially when you split reps or share reps with other running backs on your team. But he's definitely a decent player. He was the 2022 NFL rushing champion. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, over 7,800 career rushing yards. So it sucks for him to get in trouble like this in what's so far a good career. Even if criminal charges. Well, that depends on how the league. So usually, how this stuff happens is the league has to respond to what's going on before the team does. So if the league has to give their punishment to him before the team's going to make a decision what they got to do. If the league gives him a suspension, and then it's a decent one where the Packers are like, well, you know what, we're going to move on because you kind of broke the code of conduct anyway. So maybe they will move on from him just that quickly. But it's usually, these things are all weird and they're handled very differently. Obviously, the Patriots got a lot of criticism right before the Super Bowl, the way they handled the Stephon Diggs stuff, because he was actively going to court. But they were able to get the court date pushed like just after the Super Bowl so they could play the Super Bowl. But, a lot of people say he shouldn't have been on the team once that came out about him. So, I don't know. The NFL kind of just deals with this stuff in their own way. And then the teams just kind of follow up with the way they want to handle it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he'll be completely cut. Also, another thing that I was actually shocked that didn't happen with the Stephon Diggs situation. Usually when that stuff's going on and it's an active case or investigation or anything like that, sometimes the commissioner Roger Goodell steps in and he puts them on the called the NFL exempt list. Like that's the list that remember the Ray Rice situation with the Ravens where the footage came out where he beat his wife in the elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Rice didn't get in trouble right away. He got put on an exempt list, which barred him from playing and being part of any team activities. And then I think he was on that exempt list for a full season. And then by the time that season was over, that was it. He was blackballed from the league. He wasn't going back after that. That ended his career.
Do they still get paid while they're on the exempt list?
Say again?
Do they still get paid while they're on the list?
I don't know how that works. I know Deshaun Watson was on the list after his whole, massage fiasco in Houston before he went to the Cleveland Browns. I think even Brady got put on that list for that 4-game suspension after Deflategate, if I'm not mistaken. So some people get put on that list, some people don't. I don't understand how the league manages that, but that's also something that could happen. If the league feels like it's a distraction, they'll put him on the exempt list, and then he won't get to play as long as he's on it. He won't be allowed with the team as long as he's on it. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, that's the Josh Jacobs situation there in a nutshell. But you want to talk about this is some wild stuff. I didn't even know about this. So I'll shout out to Sanchez for this next story. The Chicago Bears stadium situation is becoming a disaster. This is I briefly went over this before we started, and I did not know anything about this, Sanchez. This is crazy. So the Chicago Bears, they've been talking about building a new stadium. They want a new state-of-the-art stadium too. They want one of the big boys like these other teams are coming out with, like Vegas and LA and Atlanta and all these teams that have these mega super billion-dollar stadiums. They want one like that. I did not realize how much issues they're having trying to do this and stay in Chicago or the state of Illinois, for that matter. So just reading through this, Chicago Bears officially said they have exhausted every opportunity to stay in Chicago, which that statement alone, if you're a Chicago Bears fan, will put chills up your spine. Because honestly, the Chicago Bears have been in Chicago since 1921. Keep that in mind while I read this story.
World War II didn't even start yet.
Right. So that's why this story is mind-boggling to me. Because I always know the Chicago Bears are one of those OG teams in the league. You got your Packers, you got your Browns, you got your Bears. These are OG teams that go way before modern day NFL. You know what I mean? If you look up the history of your OG teams and then look up the history of the other teams that are in the NFL now, some of these teams that we know now that have been in one city for at least our lifetime and a little bit before, if you go back and look up the history of where these teams played, it's actually fucking crazy. And then at one point, back in the day during the war, because of the draft, teams didn't have enough players to literally play a season, so they had to literally join forces with another team for a year and do a joint venture with another team. So, like, that's how crazy the past of football is. But for a team that's been in Chicago for this long, like, we're already over 100 years of Chicago Bears football, if you think about it. So, the fact that this is a possibility is mind-boggling to me. The team says there is no viable site left inside Chicago for a new stadium. The Bears have now focused on two possible locations, Arlington Heights, Illinois, and Hammond, Indiana. It's a whole different state. I don't know if Hammond Bears sound as good or the Indiana Bears
It doesn't.
sound that good. But damn, that's wild. And why they want to leave Soldier Field. I mean, Soldier Field is the oldest stadium in the NFL, one of the smallest, difficult to modernize, and limits revenue compared to newer NFL stadiums. Modern NFL owners want dome stadiums, Super Bowls, concerts, casinos, entertainment districts, and year-round revenue. Arlington Heights plan, Bears already own a 326-acre property in Arlington Heights, former Arlington Park racetrack land. Property was purchased for about $197 million. Proposed project was $4.7 to $5 billion dome stadium, $5 billion dome stadium, which would include hotels, restaurants, retail, and an entertainment district. But what is stopping the project? Taxes and public funding. Bears want infrastructure support, road upgrades, transit improvements, property tax relief. Illinois and the Illinois lawmakers are debating a mega project bill that could freeze property taxes for decades, potentially saving the Bears over $1 billion long term. But critics say taxpayers are still paying off Soldier Field renovations. Public stadium deals rarely pay off economically. So, as much as there's a good portion of Chicago and a good portion of the Bears fans that want this, there's a whole nother side of it that they're trying to go against. And honestly, freezing property taxes for decades, like, talk about special fucking treatment. They're going to try to save you $1 billion so you can do this? Like, that's fucking wild to me. Yeah, you're pretty much telling the team that has the money, don't worry, we'll have the taxpayers pay that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saving $1 billion in taxes. That's crazy to me. And then here's where it really gets interesting. Indiana now enters the picture. Indiana lawmakers are aggressively trying to steal the Bears from Illinois. Hammond, Indiana is now a serious option. Indiana's already passed legislation, created a stadium authority, and is preparing financial plans. The wild detail is Hammond is only about 20 miles from Soldier Field already, meaning the Bears technically leave Illinois, still keep most Chicago fans. Like, that's fucking nuts. That's a good point. So, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has already reportedly acknowledged Arlington Heights and Hammond as the two main sites. Other NFL owners are watching this situation closely because it could impact future stadium funding fights, relocation leverage, public financing negotiations league-wide. And then why the fans are freaking out, like I already said, the Bears have played in Illinois since 1921. Soldier Field has been their home since 1971. Fans hate the idea of Chicago Bears playing in Indiana, leaving historic Soldier Field, billionaires asking for taxpayer help. So I can definitely feel the frustration if you're a Chicago Bears fan, especially as far as the way the team has actually been looking on the field. They finally seem, after years of being pretty bad, they seem like they're on an uptick and getting better. And I think it's a tribute to this youth movement we kind of seen this wave that's going through the NFL. The Bears do look like a solid team, and if they keep developing in this direction, you're looking at the Bears as a potential Super Bowl contender in the future. But who wants to have the opportunity to host those fucking playoff games? You know?
Yeah.
You know, if they're looking towards their future, well, then the ownership has to look towards how do I cash out on this success? What happens when you make it to the playoffs and say you're like a first seed, second seed? Well, that usually means you get more home games in the playoffs. That's extra games, extra revenue that you generate for hosting a home game at your stadium. So I mean, it is an important thing. Now, if they're saying they can't make the type of revenue that they would like to off the stadium that they're in now, well, yeah, there's a big problem there because these big mega stadiums across the whole league, they're cashing out. They're cashing out big. There's a reason why, like up here in New England, Robert Kraft, he spends millions on upgrades on Gillette Stadium. You're talking about a stadium that was built in 2001. I think it opened, or 2002. So that stadium's already over 20 years now. So he's been spending millions upon millions to keep it updated and keep it really fresh because otherwise he has to think about the same shit that these other owners have to think about. You got to tear the whole building down, build a mega fucking dome. And that kind of takes away, you know, that for me, that takes away from what it's like to go to a winter game in New England. I mean, snow should be a factor. Shitty weather should be a factor. It helps you in those games. And Chicago's also losing that if they go to a dome. Chicago making a dome, well, that brutal winter weather in Chicago, that home field advantage is gone. Now you're just playing. Now you're just playing like every other team in the NFL. It's like, honestly, in another 50 years, if every team is in a dome, you might as well call it the AFL. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
They got shorten the fields too.
No, I mean, yeah, it's a bigger scale AFL, I guess. Sorry. SFL, Stadium Football League. It's pretty much what it is. But yeah, that's a crazy story. I can't wait to actually see how this, you know, unfolds. But as far as it goes for the actual football players there, they probably don't care. They're getting ready to. They know they're playing the Soldier Field this year. They're getting locked in for training camp. They're getting locked in for a season to play this year. So, as far as what's happening on the field, I don't think this will distract what's happening on the field too much. This is an ownership problem, an ownership and, like, you know, government issue, really, local government issue. It's between them to figure out where they're going to go. But would that be weird, though, if they did move to Indiana technically, but still called themselves the Chicago Bears? You think Indiana would allow that, or do you think they would require them to change the name?
I think they would require them to change the name.
They might have to change the name. Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. We've got some crazy live breaking news right now.
Okay.
You're not gonna believe what is going on. I'm just gonna have to put this up so that you can see it. This is live right now in Texas. They're saving a roller coaster is stuck, and they're stuck hundreds of feet in the air, and the fire department's grabbing them off the roller coaster right now.
Yo, this has been happening a fucking lot lately, dude. This has been happening a lot. I thought I've seen something recently about this shit too.
This is crazy.
I want them to zoom out of this so I can actually see how high in the air they really are.
At least you get a nice view.
Dude, when you sit like that too long, though, the blood rushing to you. Oh my God, that's up there.
Oh, so it's right before the big drop.
Dude, I've been seeing this happen more and more recently. Didn't this just happen in the fucking Six Flags up here in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there you go.
Dude, that is fuck, man. You hate to see that. My thing too, I thought about this, right? If I ever went to a theme park again, I don't even know if I'd want to get on a roller coaster. I feel like I'm getting too fucking old to that shit. Risk my fucking life. Get on the goddamn roller.
Sorry to interrupt. I just thought that would be.
No, that was great. That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, I think that honestly, while you're talking about us, I don't know if you can find what happened to Six Flags up here in Springfield.
New England. I haven't been to that place
I'm
in
looking for it
years.
now.
Last time I was at Six Flags. Last time I was at Six Flags New England. Shit, man. I think I was working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car still. I think I went with a bunch of dudes that I worked with there.
Is it
So, I'm
is it
taking
the
a trip.
footage? Oh my god, there's several things here. Riders left. Oh no, that's Mexico.
That sounds like yo, that's another thing, bro. If you ever go to a theme park or go to a carnival and go on those rides in another country, you think our like levels of safety protocols and like inspection schedules and shit are bad? Go to another country, bro. See what they're dealing with over there. They're dealing with some crazy, like they literally got fucking shit held together by duct tape. So, do you have a date on this? This happened recently, right? Yeah, I do remember seeing this.
This is happening all over the place. I can't find the one in Springfield, Massachusetts.
All right, where was that one? Yeah, I saw both of those. I saw the one that you just showed, and I saw that one where they're fucking hanging up there.
Yeah, this is. Yep, that's a whole lot of nope, my guy. Is it?
Yeah, so those swing rides like that, I've never never in my life have I been on one of those.
This one says a Six Flags New England.
Yeah, that's like it's like an hour drive from us.
Oh my god, it's like walking down the side of the bridge.
Yeah, so at least that coaster they had a way to like walk them off. But that one you just showed happening right now in Texas, that's shitty when that you gotta have the fire department pull you out of your seat at that type of height.
In a position like that too, right before the fall.
Yeah, and you can't see behind you. So if you say you're looking straight up at the sky, right, in that position, and they're gonna unlock you in, and then they're gonna fucking pull you out, and you can't see anything but straight up, maybe a little bit left and right. So when they pull you out of that seat, imagine the fucking anxiety attack you're gonna have, not knowing when you're gonna hit a platform or whatever's behind you. You know what I mean? Like, that must be fucking terrifying. Honestly, you'll get way more anxiety off of that than if the ride actually worked.
Do you think they got free passes to come back to the park?
Yo, I'd say I'd be like, keep them, motherfucker. You can keep that shit. I'll see you guys in court, motherfucker.
You can ride this coaster as many times as you want.
Honestly, you wouldn't even be able to take them to court because most of these parks are smart now. When you buy a ticket, you're signing a contract. You're agreeing to terms and conditions. That's how Disney was doing it until Disney got so smart. They got people agreeing to that park shit on their Disney Plus app.
You agree to it one way or another.
Yeah, but that was crazy. Like, remember that woman died years ago in Disney, and then the husband tried to sue because I think she ate something she was allergic to, and she got And then they said no because you agreed to the risk.
The Disney Plus contract.
Well, that's what happened. They when he subscribed to Disney Plus, but the guy still won technically. He just didn't win as much as he wanted because he said, "Well, yeah, well, I'm the one that signed up for Disney Plus. My wife didn't." And he got them there. He got them on that one. So anyway, I mean, yeah, Six Flags doesn't have a streaming app to agree with you. So what they do is you buy a ticket, you're agreeing to those terms and conditions. You know what I mean?
I should take a trip to Six Flags.
See, I would, but dude, I don't. I'm getting too big to get on a fucking coaster, bro. It's just uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Last time I went to a fucking theme park was with my mom. We went to Epcot, and when we were there, we were mainly there to drink around the world. Like, we just fucking get to each countryside drinking the local beer. I was fucking drunk after that. And no, I did not make it to every country.
Let's see.
But, yep, that was a fun experience. All right, breaking news. I know Toshi was waiting for this one. Should we drop it on them?
No, just skip this one.
You sure? You want to skip it?
I actually have a video to show, a 40-second video to show you about this too.
Okay, well, I'll just read through it real quick. New York Knicks advanced to the first NBA Finals since, well, I should say their first NBA Finals since 1999. Knicks advance after sweeping the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals, closed out the series with a dominant 130-93 win in Game 4. Knicks have not won an NBA championship since 1973. This is one of the biggest moments in New York sports in decades. Why this is such a big deal? Knicks are one of the NBA's most historic franchises. For over 20 years, the team was known for bad contracts, coaching changes, playoff failures, front office drama. Fans have waited almost 30 years to see the Knicks back in the finals. Madison Square Garden is being called one of the loudest environments in sports again. And then you can see the celebration after they swept the Cavs. And like the biggest drama, and this was actually brought up in my chat, last night when I was streaming, was, will New Yorkers burn down their own city if the fucking Knicks bring home a championship?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because that's actually what I'm kind of gonna show you right now. Are you familiar with Side Talk?
No, doesn't sound familiar.
Well, get ready.
There's no fucking Knicks! Piss on that fucking jersey! Who the fuck wants to go to Ohio? LeBron to my dick! Nigga, the Knicks going to the finals? It's like Jesus returning. We smoking on the pad. Bounce up! Bounce up! They're fucking butt! This shit looking like New Year's! Hey, yo! How you get a flag up there? Yo, James Harden, mom, I'm coming for dinner, nigga! Fuck James Harden! Fuck them strip club! Get the fuck off the strip club, nigga! Donovan Mitchell, we not delivering to your house no more, nigga! Next up, finals! Jalen Brunson! It's the fucking goal! I don't speak no French, Wendy, Yama! You gonna send that nigga back to France! Word! Word! Get your fucking forward, baby! Smoking all that fucking Cleveland back! If we win the finals, we're burning the city down!
There it is. There it is. If we win the finals, we're burning the city down.
Fucking love that.
They lose, they burn the city down.
I want to know what this is what I want to know. You talk about what if it's a close ass series, it goes to game 7 and they lose. Then I can see them burning the fucking city down. But fuck, you're gonna win and you're gonna burn the city down.
I think either way, I'm gonna look outside the window and it's gonna look like Gotham City and Batman Begins during the finals.
Yo. Yep, Tosh just said it in chat. Win or lose, the city is going down. That is fucking wild.
It's about to become the.
That's why
What,
I'm waiting to see.
what does NYPD do in this situation, though? Let's look at this picture. Like what do you do? What do you fucking do?
I'm going home. I'm going home for the night. That's what I'm doing if I'm an NYPD officer.
It's like, fuck all this, dude. The funny thing I see here, too, like, look at all the cameras. Like, oh, man. Someone just at, like NYPD, like, camera control, like, sitting there, like, watching the cameras, like, what the fuck? Anyway, let's continue here. So, we cannot talk about this and not talk about Jalen Brunson's impact. Brunson has become the face of New York basketball. He is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, playoff average, 25.5 points per game, 7.8 assists per game, became the first Knick since Allen Houston in 1997 with 25 plus points, 5 plus assists, and 5 plus threes in a playoff game. Many fans already comparing his impact to Knicks legends. Historic team stats. Knicks currently on an 11-game playoff win streak. Every win during the streak came by double digits. One of the most dominant playoff runs in modern NBA history. Team identity built around defense, rebounding, chemistry, toughness, and unselfish basketball. Game 4 stats versus Cleveland. The final score was 130-93. Knicks opened the game on a 20-0 run, out-rebounded Cleveland 60-33. And then Carl Anthony Towns hit 19 points with 14 rebounds. And then Donovan Mitchell scored 31 for Cleveland, but had a little help. Wow, you really went all in on this.
I'm sorry, I have a cookie in my mouth.
The 1999 comparison. Last Knicks finals appearance was 99. That team was legendary NYC sports history. The 99 Knicks were an 8th seed, and they were the first 8th seed ever to reach the finals, led by Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, and Latrell Sprewell. Lost to the Spurs in the finals. Fans feel like this run has the same energy and emotion. Cultural impact. Knicks hype has completely taken over New York. Celebrities pack in Madison Square Garden. Finals tickets prices are exploding. Social media treating this like a citywide event. Sports media calling this the rebirth of Knicks basketball. The key players on this Knicks team is Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and OG Anunoby. I do not know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm going to roast that last.
And the Nobi.
And then what happens next? Knicks now wait for the winner of the Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs series. OKC currently leads that series by 3-2. Is it still 3-2 or are they playing tonight?
Let's see.
I would actually think Tosh would know that.
Still 3-2.
He's still 3-2.
Oh, it's happening right. It's happening right now. Yeah.
All right, they're playing right now and Spurs are up. Okay, gotcha. So we'll find out where that series advances after the pod. But yeah, the NBA Finals will begin on June 3rd. So get ready for that, ladies and gentlemen. I know Toshi and the rest of New York Knicks fans cannot wait. Nice.
Watch their boys lose.
What?
To watch their boys lose.
See, I would never, if one of my friends is watching this sport, because I know how, how I get into it, especially when your team makes it to the chip. It's emotional, man. It's an emotional roller coaster. When you care that much, it's an emotional roller coaster. I've been on both sides of that. I've been lucky enough to see a lot of championship wins, but I've also had to deal with those championship losses. It sucks. It sucks to be on the other side because it's a whole year of work. You watch that team grow and win and defeat all odds and get to that final stage, and it sucks if you can't pull it off.
Yeah, I just want to watch him bitch and cry.
Yeah, you won't after this. So Toshi actually told me about this. It's a whole different meaning for him than just waiting for years for them to make the finals. Tosh actually brought this up. The biggest reason why he's super excited about this is him and his mother used to watch Knicks games together. And he knows for a fact if his mother was still here, she'd be super, super happy. About the Knicks going back to the final. So he would love to see.
I feel like shit, dude.
Yep. Well, you should fucking watch your mouth next time. You didn't even let me finish. I was actually going to say this, and then you said that, and I'm like, wow, that was bad timing on your part. So yeah. Sorry, Digz. So yeah, I want the Knicks to win just for Tosh, and I know it means a lot to him and all that. So I definitely I'll definitely be cheering for the Knicks.
I guess I'm gonna have to now.
He says he still loves you, Digz.
I still love you too. Sorry.
He didn't know. He didn't know we were going to be going there. He didn't know we were going to be going to a soft spot. But yeah, he told me that. He told me that a couple times. So I understand where he's coming from there. Honestly, dude, think about think about like that was one thing too about us going back to the Super Bowl last year. Like, man, the one thing I thought about was, man, I wish my Uncle Johnny could see this. Like, he would have never thought to see a Super Bowl appearance again without Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, being on that team. That would have been so cool to share that with him, even though we lost. So, all right, we're going into our last sports story, and it is in Major League Baseball with an NFL twist. Cleveland Heights native and Super Bowl champion Travis Kelce joins Guardians ownership group. Kelsey officially joining the ownership group as a minority investor, purchased part of a David Blitzer's ownership stake. Financial terms were not publicly released. Guardians currently valued around $1.7 billion. Why is this such a huge deal? One of the biggest active NFL stars now owning part of an MLB team shows how modern athletes are becoming business owners while still playing. Another example of athletes building long-term wealth outside their sport crosses NFL popularity in the MLB headlines instantly. The Cleveland connection. Kelsey is from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, grew up a Cleveland baseball fan during the 1990s Indians era, mentioned stars like Jim Thome, Kenny Lofton being part of his childhood, said this was basically a dream come true for a kid from Cleveland. Baseball background. Baseball was actually Kelsey's first love before football. Played baseball growing up, played summer baseball while attending Cincinnati. Excuse me. Makes this feel more personal than just a random celebrity investment. Why did the Guardians benefit? Massive PR and media attention. Kelsey brings younger and non-baseball audiences to the franchise. MLB has struggled with younger demographics compared to the NFL, NBA. Kelsey is arguably one of the biggest crossover celebrities in sports right now. I love how this article is not mentioning his soon-to-be wife, his fiance at all. But do you think that has anything to do with this?
I feel like it's gonna bring something to the table.
I mean, when
hinting around it.
Well, I'm saying when he retires and he starts fucking going to more of these games, who's going to be going with him, sitting right next to him in the box? So that's a thing right here. Yeah, actually, Kelsey's current star power, Kansas City Chiefs dynasty, New Heights podcast success with Jason Kelsey, commercials, entertainment appearances everywhere. One of the most recognizable athletes in America currently, and still no mention of his fiance, but it's funny. There's actually the fact that the Cleveland Swifties. Oh, there we go. The fact of the thing too is like those two, since they've been together, has been such a weird what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like it brings up a lot of drama in it's become a trend online too. You've probably seen this on TikTok or Reels or whatever. You ever see like the trend where like the wife says to her husband, oh, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. And then now the other trend's reverse, where the husband says to the wife, like, oh, I was like, oh, that's Travis Kelce's fiance. Like, it's just pissing them off. Because it's like a matter of what side of the couch do you sit on, right?
Yeah.
It's like you got your female side and younger demographic that are females mostly know who Taylor Swift is. But then your males are gonna know who Travis Kelce is. That's just the way it is.
It's a little good because he's got my sister and my nephew watching football now. Because they're Swifties.
Yeah, that's interesting how that works.
Just so they get a glimpse of her watching the game.
Right. And then you're really forced to watch the game at that point because they're only going to show her in between plays, right?
Yeah.
So that means you're going to sit there and watch every fucking play.
Hey, it's getting them to watch football. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I wonder how many questions people like that have, like trying to learn the game of football. Probably asking a lot of questions all throughout it. But anyway, that's a pretty crazy story in my opinion. I mean, fuck. I mean, for Travis Kelce, who's not even the biggest star on his team, for him to already be a minority owner of a MLB team and he's still actively a player, I think that's impressive. So, congratulations to Kelsey, and we'll see if this is a new beginning for the Guardians. But that brings us to my doc of the day. So my doc of the day is called, it's another Netflix doc, by the way. I've been just devouring these lately. I did another 3 this week, and I had a real issue with trying to actually figure out which one. Digz, how many docs did I tell you that I watched this week? And then you were like, well, which one are you doing for the podcast? I was like, I don't know yet.
4, 5, not including series.
Yeah. Like he caught me watching one yesterday, and then today I came in, I was watching no, we're good with that. We're good with that. We'll get this done. But anyway, we'll get right into this. But yeah, I'm watching a lot of docs lately. It's crazy. But this is called The Program: Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping. It's a Netflix doc from 2024, and it's exposing the abusive trouble team industry. It's directed by an actual survivor of one of these school programs. Her name is Catherine Kubler, and she was a survivor and former student of the academy at Ivy Ridge, and they actually return to the abandoned facility and investigate the behavioral modification business throughout this documentary. And the reason why this is such a crazy documentary, and I definitely recommend you guys to check it out, the core concepts are the academy at Ivy Ridge, a disciplinary boarding school in Ogdensburg, New York, marketed to desperate parents as a way to fix wayward youth. The trouble team industry, a multi-million-dollar global network of residential programs that preyed on parental fear, like literally just almost trying to like manipulate parents into sending their kids at these facilities and paying a crazy fee monthly to keep them in there. Often removing children from their homes via forced kidnappings in the middle of the night. One of the major companies that they talk about in this documentary is called WASP, which is a shorthand for Worldwide Association of Specialty Programs in Schools. It was founded by a guy named Robert Litchfield, who is now only listed as the founder of that company, but still to this day, he's never been in any way prosecuted for any of the things that these schools have done to kids, and he's still projected to have a net worth between 8 to 15 million as of 2026. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. The biggest crazy things about this was brainwashing and control. Survivors described the school as operating like a cult. It utilized psychological manipulation, physical abuse, forced labor, and arbitrary level systems designed to break students' minds down. Literally, the way they would do it is it's a point system. You follow all the rules, you accrue points, but as soon as you break rules, you lose points. And it's literally a system designed for you to fail, because you don't advance up without, accruing points. Whenever you do something wrong, you always lose more points than you'll ever accrue. So it was meant to keep kids into the program for the longest amount of time possible. And then the other biggest thing I saw in this documentary that actually hurt my heart, because I'm a kid that, I almost dropped out of school, as Digz knows this. Like, I had a very bad junior year. I wasn't really attending school that much. I was just doing enough for them to be able to see me. And I ended up staying back into my senior year. But me graduating meant a lot to my mother. So I did a bunch of tutoring to graduate on time. And my graduation year was 2006. There was a guy, a survivor, is the same age as me. And he said he got a high school diploma from the Ivy Ridge Academy. He literally got it like 3 days after I got my high school diploma from my high school. Like he had the date and everything on there. When he goes to apply for college, he finds out that they were not certified to give out diplomas. The fucking diploma wasn't even worth the price of the paper it was printed on. For 4 years, his parents paid for him to be in that boarding school, and they were not even a real licensed school. And they were passing out fucking diplomas, and they weren't even real diplomas and weren't recognized by like major universities or community colleges or anything. He had to go and get his GED after all that. So fucking go ahead.
How did it take that long for someone to notice it was fake diplomas?
Yeah, exactly. I don't.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let me just finish it up. So the documentary approach, investigative filmmaking. Catherine Kubler, aided by fellow alumni, sifts through abandoned files, surveillance footage, internal memos. There's confrontations in this documentary. The filmmakers directly engage with former staff, administrators, and the parents who sent them there, and also reveal the financial motives driving the abuse. And then there's obviously a lot of expert testimony. Psychologists, lawyers, cult experts were all brought in to analyze and break down the brainwashing, the legal loopholes that allowed these programs to operate undetected for years. So it's called The Program, Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping. It's a 2-year-old Netflix doc. Definitely recommend it. But like you guys said, it is incredible that they got away with it for as long as they did. And some of these schools were shut down. So the company Wasp was the parent, was the parent company, and then it just opened up a bunch of these academies all across not just the country but the world. And they did get them shut down. It was like a game of whack-a-mole. They get one shut down, they would just then open up another one not that far from it and rename it. And it would be the same people running the one that just got shut down. You know what I mean? It all revolves around Robert Litchfield. His family members, brothers, and other relatives were the ones helping him run a lot of these schools. He was just the guy on top collecting all the fucking checks. At one point, I think he was like all the money that Wasp made from all these facilities, he would immediately, once those payments came in, he was smart enough. He had like Wasp was owned by like 15 to 20 other LLCs. All those LLCs were in his name though, and then that revenue gets split amongst all those LLCs. So it made it impossible for him to ever be like the one in charge of this, because they were just burying all the money into other companies. So yeah, it was a hell of a financial move on his part. I will say that.
And he's walking away scot-free.
He doesn't even do it anymore. His family members took over the business. He's just rich and retired, I guess.
Was there anyone arrested?
No. I mean, there were like counselors and stuff that did get caught with abuse, and they got tried and all that for it. But from the higher up levels, no, because they weren't really abusing anyone, but they were allowing the abuse to take place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, definitely check that out. I mean, it's a little disturbing but if you like stuff like that, I think Catherine Kubler is very impressive. She was in that program for like almost 2 years, and she left. She turned her life around. She went to a film school in New York and some other good schools. This is actually not her first project she worked on. She's worked on some other things. I think she's actually working as a specialist for Paramount now. So yeah, it's definitely a cool story. So, but I know we're running late today, but we're in our final segment, and it is Diggs's final cut. Diggs, what are we doing this week?
This week we're doing Killer, just because something just came up, and make this quick, easy this week.
Okay.
Don't waste your time. Takes place during COVID, beginning stages of COVID when we all got locked down. One friend snaps, takes out 7 of his other friends, playing some stupid games. I really wish I had my hour and 30 something minutes back of my life.
Really, you didn't enjoy it that much.
Yep.
So this
And
is the first. This is a first on this show. You usually do. You usually do a final cut about a movie you really enjoy.
Yeah, I watched this one this week. I figured it was going to be like a B movie. The only good thing about it is like I kind of like the quarantine concept, but there's
Okay.
always been that I would have kept. They could have done something with that a little bit better. But the acting, the masked killer himself, we've seen the mask a million times. Just a friggin' doctor's mask with a smile. Pretty
So
much
which one is this? Is this from 2024 or 2023?
2023. Wait. 2021.
Yep.
It's 23.
Yep, it's 23. There was another one that came out in 24 that's called The Killer. It's ironic.
Yeah. It's
So that's crazy too, because like Michael Fassbender is a pretty good actor. So for you to say this wasn't that good, that's crazy.
yeah, surprisingly, I had at least hopes I would find some enjoyment out of it.
All right.
But
Well, you ready for Killer Keep then?
killed it all.
There's nothing you would keep?
I'll keep a little bit of the quarantine horror concept.
Okay. Like you said, yep.
And they were trying to go for like old school slasher energy. I would somewhat keep that. But that's kind of that. You can kill it, keep it. They didn't do the best, but
So the acting was you didn't really like the acting?
yeah, there was no one to like attach to.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. So overall execution,
Kill.
still kill it. Wow. Okay. All right.
It was,
So that's pretty much self-explanatory. Then your final call, I'm guessing, is kill.
yeah. It's a
All
decent concept, but the execution just shit the bed.
Damn, that's rough. Well, you know what? I'm glad you at least changed it up this week. I mean, that's the first time I've had you actually like say, hey, you know what? I'm picking a movie I just don't like. I'm just gonna pick a movie I don't like. So
I was trying to find Exorcism of Emily Rose to rewatch that to do it, but I couldn't find that streaming anywhere.
gotcha.
And I just happened to watch this one. I
All
at
right.
least want to watch the movie we talk about the week of.
Yeah, that's understandable. I'm like I said, the whole doc a day thing I kind of stole from you. I'm just doing it with documentaries. So, I obviously I'm never going to talk about talk about a documentary I haven't watched. So,
Yeah.
but all right, well there you go, ladies and gentlemen. For the doc of the day, the program, I recommend it, and then for the final cut is
Killing.
2020 Killer 2023. He does not recommend. Digz does not recommend at all. So, but yeah, that's gonna be a wrap here. Appreciate everybody in chat from Toshio to D's Bullets to D to Too Simplified J, Geo stopped by, and Cal was here. Yeah. Anyone I might have missed, I apologize, but thank you everybody for showing up. Obviously, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., you can check out Morning Rips with Clean Sanchez and Geo, and then also on Friday afternoon in BRVG, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then make sure you check out the newest addition to the Clean Sanchez media team on Sunday. Still, Sanchez, you're doing Tito?
Yes, sir.
So Tito on Sundays. Make sure you check out Sanchez and his wifey doing their television reviews. And then, of course, you cannot forget DD214 on Mondays. Make sure you check all Clean Sanchez media pods out. And then we'll be back here next Thursday, like always, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Diggs, what do you got to say before we head out?
Just later, homies.
Peace.
Peace.
Two kids that never quit. From the ring to the booth, yeah, they still talk their shit. Hey! Thursdays on your feet, they're the ones you don't skip. If you came for the vibes, you came for JM and Digz. Digz got reels, all the scares, all the gore. Driving bloodbaths, late night lore. Breaking down scenes, every scream, every twist. If it crawls from the dark, it's already on his list. Local buzz, from the block to the bay. Talking hometown legends who still got something to say. From the bar stool stories to the front page hits. Same crew, new view, same sarcasm and wit. Oh